unworthy. Even people around you have been complimenting you and telling that you are good enough. First, this is a good news for you because most people wouldn't relate it this way. Most people will be drowned by the compliments of others without even taking note of this silent like inner voice within them that telling them that it is different. And that recognition itself is helping you to differentiate the real worth compared to the compliments of others. Because self-worth is not something that can be gained truly from the approval of others. People who practice getting self-worth through approval or validation or compliments from others, it will be constant. It means that you have to keep on getting that. It is like a drug. It's like an emotional drug, basically, you take. Whether it is a physical compliment or it is nowadays like social media, you're always looking at how many likes, how many people interact with you, how many people commented, what are the comments, are they good, are they bad, are they complimenting you, or are they talking something bad about you, negatively or positively? Constantly we are justifying all this thing within us. And if you fall into that trap, that is I would say like an endless spiral down black hole that you are not going to get out of it until you realize that the real self-worth has really nothing to do with the external compliments or validation or approval. So congratulations if you have come to this point of realizing that you're still feeling something that is wrong, that is still not worthy, then it means that you already have the awareness of that subtle feeling inside you telling you that you are still not worthy. But the truth is, you are worthy. Let's talk about why are we feeling as such. Oftentimes we feel that feeling of that negative feeling or this unworthy feeling is often due to our product. It means during our product process, during our childhood process, or even teenager process or young adult process, there must be something that has hit you so badly that you start building that belief inside you that you are not good enough. In my case, when I was brought up during my primary school, I always ended up in a situations in my school that always got beaten up by my teacher because I'm not scoring like 100 marks. So even 99 scores is like I deserve one punishment. So if I get 98, I will get like 2 punishments. So I'm not the best student in my class. So normally I get like 70, 50. So can you imagine with that kind of conditioning inside me, every single time I go to that particular class, the teacher kind of beat me out and say that, hey, you are not good enough because you are not getting 100. What's going to happen inside me? With every single week, I have like 3 times, maybe 4 times meeting the teacher. It's like maybe imagine that 3 times a week I'm going to meet the teacher. Like 1 full year, that is like 1,000 times. Constantly some situation or incidents like this telling me that I'm not good enough. And that kind of bombardment of a mental, physical, emotional abuse to a child is very traumatic. And our body cell will kind of remember that. So we are going to carry that trauma when we actually grow up, thinking to ourselves that we are not good enough. So constantly we'll be striving for perfection, like 100 marks is a symbolism of perfection. But let's look at life when you grow up. How do you score like 100 marks in work? How do you score like 100 marks in social media? You will be comparing to someone that is better, maybe more influencing powers, maybe more comments. You compare in your workplace, you will need to climb out the corporate ladder, right? Get up to a higher ranking. Then it's never enough. So we will be conditioned so deeply that no matter what we do, we are like never enough. Some of you may be arguing at this point like, hey, that is a driving force to become better. I'm not denying that there can be a driving force, but what is the price we have to pay? Is this feeling of not good enough? And not in that, when our body constantly feeling that we are not good enough, what's going to happen to our cells? We are constantly bombarding our cells with this emotional toxin, and our cell will age, our cell will be damaged with these negative hormones, emotions inside us that is telling us that we are not good enough, and then we call that stress when we grow up. And that is not going to create a healthy life. And with all of this bombarding us every single day, how can we feel good enough? Even other people are saying, hey, you have done enough, you already maybe close to perfection. All of this is still not validating that 100 marks within us, isn't it? So how do we actually address this? It is important that we need to forgive the past. It's important we need to let go of that belief of whatever of that condition, and that belief is being fueled and supported by that fear. But in my case, was that fear? Was that trauma? Was that sadness? Was that disappointment? Was that shame of being beaten up in front of so many classmates? And all of this are supporting my belief, telling me that I'm not good enough as guy. So you will have your own incidents in your past. Sometimes, when I work with my clients, sometimes they share with me that maybe they have been dumped by their relationship, by their partner, and regardless of the reasons, when somebody dump us, and instinctively we will start having this comparison inside us that, like, what wrong have I done? Am I not good enough? All of these are a form of trauma inside our memory. And that memory, that emotional memory, is constantly replaying inside us until we have an emotional closure to all of these incidents. And once we deal with it correctly, we will be free. And then you will start living, breathing as a neutral self, as a self that is born like a clean slate. And that neutrality, you can start putting in positive things, that telling yourself that, hey, I am good enough as where I am, what I am today. And only then that affirmation can seep into your systems very well without any sabotaging, traumatized belief. And with that, you will start to kind of restore your confidence, and then you can start living as per your true self.